Good morning, guys. It is Laurie from PassionatePennyPincher.com, and it is day 6 of Crocktober, where every day for the entire month of October, we are making dinner in the crock pot. If you would like the recipes that we're using, type in the word crock right below, and we will send you out all the recipes totally free. It's a totally free cookbook. We just want to help you get dinner done this month and get you excited about getting dinner done. As we're hopping on, guys, let me tell you, we are making the best ever roast today. It is so yummy. As you're hopping on, good morning, Jennifer. Hi, Teresa. So glad to see you. As you're hopping on, would you tell me, what are you making today? Are you making something super yummy? Hi, Darlene. Tell me what's for dinner tonight at your house. I'm going to give you some tips on how to make this roast, which is fantastic. Once we finish the roast, we are going to make an apple crisp. I have a really cool KitchenAid attachment that I'm going to show you that makes getting that part done. So it's super fun. Good morning, Velma. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Jill. So glad to see you. If the word crock doesn't work, it's going to work in just a second. So hang in there. It's going to work in just a minute. Guys, I am so stinking excited. This recipe is so yummy. The apple crisp is amazing. You're gonna love this one. Type the word in crock right below in just a second. Also, if you will hit the share this button, I don't have any to show. I will be giving away a $10 Amazon gift card to one person who shares the video. So hit the share this button, and we're gonna do what we did last week. If you guys do this, because this is such an easy way, take a picture of yourself with your free cookbook. You can do it with the free one. It's totally free. Take a picture, post it on the Passionate Penny Pincher wall. Show me what you're making for dinner. Show me a recipe that you've made. It doesn't have to be a selfie. Show me that you are joining me for Crocktober, because I love seeing you. That makes this so much more fun for me. Okay, let's get started. Are we ready? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we're making today. This is this roast, and if you type in the word crock, you should be able to get, the recipes are gonna come right to you. What you'll do is you'll type in the word crock, and then you'll type in one more time, so you'll have to actually type it in twice to see it. So the way that I am making this roast, the first thing you wanna do is we're gonna take a plastic bag, and in this we are gonna mix together, hang on, I gotta get my notes over here. We're gonna mix together 2 tablespoons, that's the wrong thing, hang on. We're gonna mix together these 2 tablespoons of flour, a teaspoon of kosher salt. I should have been using my baggie holder. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And a half teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm mixing these in the bag, okay? Because I don't want to have any extra dirty dishes. Can y'all see? Oh, I hope you can see this. I'm not doing a very good job of making sure y'all can see this. There we go. Okay, there's the roast. There's the word crock to type in. Okay, so we're gonna take this. Now I have already trimmed up, this is a shoulder roast. I already trimmed it up this morning. Y'all know I hate touching meat, so I'm gonna touch it with my thing. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put this in the baggie. Is the word crock working? I hope it's working. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the bag, and we're gonna just shake it all out. This is the best roast you will ever make in your whole life, okay? So now y'all remember, I love my crock pot. I think it's called a crock pot 5-in-1 multi-cooker, okay? So I've got my multi-cooker. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of it. I'm gonna hope. Oh, I didn't push start. Oh, you guys, it didn't preheat. Okay, you know what? We're gonna let this preheat. While that's preheating, we're gonna do some apples, because I can't believe I didn't push start. Okay, that's the only thing I don't like about this Crock-Pot 3-in-1. You have to actually push start, and I always forget. So we're gonna hang on and let that preheat, and while that's preheating, we're gonna go ahead and mix up and do our apples first. So we're also making the apple crumble, which is at the back of the cookbook. Y'all, this thing, I need to get this really high up so you can see this craziness right here. Y'all are gonna die when you see this KitchenAid attachment. I am using, you can't see that, can you? Hang on, let's scooch back. See if I can get it farther out. This is my KitchenAid, okay? This is my KitchenAid attachment. We will try to link up to this. I will, you know what, if you say the word crock, I will send out in today's email what this thing is, and I'll see if I can find you a deal on one. Can you see this? Okay, y'all, this thing's crazy. While we're waiting for the crock pot to heat up, we're gonna go ahead and do the apples. So for the apples, I'm hoping I do this right. I did this last night and it worked. Hang on, you ready? Okay, it's not working. What did we do wrong here? Hang on. Let's see if we scoot it in. Here we go. Okay, so there's one. Is that not the coolest thing ever? Hang on, now I gotta figure out how to get this off. My daughter and I were playing with this last week. I've only used it a few times because I typically use my regular apple peeler, the easier one, that's not attached to the KitchenAid. But this thing is so cool that we're gonna go ahead and use it. So while we're gonna do this really fast while the other thing is heating up. Okay, y'all, let's see. Pull this in just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Guys, if you have a KitchenAid, this is a pretty cool attachment. I got it last year on sale, and I will link to it in the email. So if you say the word, if you type in the word crock, I'll send it out to you. Let's see. I've got 4 more to do, so y'all be patient with me. This is for the apple crisp, which we're also gonna make in the slow cooker this morning. Y'all, this thing is pretty awesome. I've used my other one. I have one that is the kind that you set on the counters, and it's kind of cool, but this is like craziness. And I promise we're gonna make the crock pot recipe. If you're here for the crock pot recipe, I'm gonna do that in just a second, but we had to wait. I didn't realize my crock pot hadn't preheated. So I'm gonna get through these apples real fast. It does go pretty quickly once you figure out what you're doing. I've got 2 more apples to do, and then we'll start the roast, and then we'll come back to the apple recipe. All the recipes, if you type the word in crock, I've got 2 more to go. Okay, y'all, this thing is awesome. I did not realize this is the first time I've done this many in a hurry because I don't want to make you guys wait. So hang on, I got 1 more to do. I will send the link to all this out in the email earlier. Okay, so our apples are all done for the recipe. I'm gonna move this out of the way and I'll show you what we're gonna do with the beef roast. Okay, so now, I promise, so we're making an apple crisp in the crock pot. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this because otherwise you guys have been watching for this. So I'll go ahead and do the apple crisp first, which is gonna be a little backwards, but it'll be fine. Okay, so the apple crisp, for those of you who are watching, this does go in the crock pot. Let me get my recipe over here. It's super simple too. All we're gonna do is we've mixed together 1 cup flour. We're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of white sugar, and I'm sorry, 1/2 cup of white sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, and then a stick of butter. Okay, now I'm using a pastry cutter to cut up my butter. I wish it was a little softer than it is right now. In fact, you know what? We're gonna set this aside. We're gonna come back to the apples because butter needs to soften a bit. So we're gonna come back to the apple mixture. This is very confusing, y'all. This crock pot not working at the beginning totally messed me up. I'm sorry. Okay, now we're going back to our roast. And I promise all the recipes are in the cookbook, so if you type in the word crock, you're gonna see those. Okay, so we're gonna make the roast. And remember, I'm using my crock pot 5-in-1. I am sorry to be totally going 2 different directions today. I did not expect to not have my crock pot start out right, so we're a little backwards today. Thank y'all for your patience with me. Remember, we already mixed this together. This is the roast. We've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. This is day 6 of the Crocktober cookbook. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in this roast, and we're gonna brown it on all 4 sides. And actually, while this is browning, I may try to cut up that. Okay, so we're gonna just get it browned. And what's nice about this crock pot, can y'all see this? Isn't that KitchenAid slicer the craziest thing ever? Oh yeah, that's real peppery smelling. Okay, so I've got my roast and I'm in here. I'm gonna let it go ahead. And while it's getting ready, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up doing the apples. If you type in the word crock, all the recipes, I know I am going 2 different directions because it's live video and you don't ever know what you're gonna get. So, if you feel like it's frazzled, that's because the truth is you never know what you're gonna get. And so that's what we got this morning. I really thought this would have time to set out longer, the butter. So I'm gonna try to get this butter to cut in, but it's not gonna wanna cut in. So I can do this. Now, as you can tell, my roast is starting to simmer just a wee bit. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I just have to brown it on all 4 sides. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna brown it. If you are new here, would you let me know that you're new here? And please type in the word crock in the comments, and we'll be able to get that. So you can see this is going right here. So I'm browning the meat, and while I'm browning the meat and letting that sit, I'm working on my apple crisp for the day. This has got to brown just a little bit more. What I love about this slow cooker, and I will send the link to the slow cooker, I'll send links to everything I do this morning, all the things I'm using, I will send out when you type in your email. So type the word in crock at checkout, and I will send you the cookbook. You will have to type, not at checkout, type the word in crock in the comments, and I will send all of the information to you. The recipe is day 6 of Crocktober. We'll send you the whole cookbook totally for free. There we go. So we're gonna let this go ahead and brown. It looks to me like it's just about brown. Now what I'm gonna do is normally I would put in my, let's see if it's normal. Yep, that's it. I will send you a link to the crock pots that I'm using. This is the crock pot 5-in-1. I love it because it kind of does everything. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually not even gonna do that. I've already got an onion cut up, okay? So here's my onion all cut up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna dump that in the bottom of the crock pot. Put this on top, and I'm gonna show you the secret. There is a secret that you need to know to making a good pot roast. So many people use, what do you guys use? So everybody uses cream of mushroom soup, right? Is that what you guys use? I'm gonna give you a secret. Do not use cream of mushroom ever again. I'm gonna push this down to low. Let's change my setting here. Now what you're gonna do is you don't wanna use that. What you wanna use, if you can find beefy mushroom soup, that is the best option. Or even beef consomme would work. My store didn't carry that, so golden mushroom is a great option. I'm using golden mushroom today. Do not use cream of mushroom soup because it will not be yummy. Do not use cream of mushroom. I promise it won't be good. Oh, Stephanie, you're new here. I'm so glad. I am so glad you're here today. Good morning, Stacy. Hey, Amanda, you use golden. I really like the beefy mushroom. If you can find beefy mushroom, Campbell's, you need to make it again. And I know I'm not a big fan of cream soups, but it just tastes good. Now we're gonna add in a half a cup of broth. Here we go. And then, let me make sure I get the rest of the recipe. We are going to, that's all we're gonna do. Now, if you wanted to add in carrots or onion or potatoes, you totally could. I may actually add in some potatoes in a little bit. I actually might add some potatoes in today. Now I'm just gonna let it cook on low for 8 hours, so I need to get this one started. So it's gonna cook on low. I'm gonna move it over here and then I can show you guys how I'm gonna make the apple crisp. Let me scooch this. I'm actually gonna move it to my back counter and actually start it right now. The only thing I don't like about this crock pot is it does cook a little bit slower. So I want to get that thing started right now. Now we are going to work on the apple crisp. And for the apple crisp, I'm also using a crock pot. These are all crock pot desserts. Each week, included in Croctober, is all of the recipes you're gonna need plus a dessert. And the apple crumble is amazing. Here we go. So I'm gonna take this and I'm spraying it because you don't want it to stick too much. And like y'all saw before, we've already mixed together the 1 cup flour, a half a cup of light brown sugar, a half a cup of white sugar, a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, and then the butter. Now my butter, in theory, would be softer. I should have left it out just a little bit longer, but since it's not, I'm using a pastry cutter to cut it in. It's not working all that well. So I'm gonna use 2 knives because I can work with it a little bit better than these. Normally this would work had I set the butter out earlier this morning, but I was racing because I'm always racing, just like you guys are always racing. You know how that goes. So you can just use 2 knives to just cut this in. And really it's gonna be fine. Okay, so this is the crumb topping that's gonna go over top. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our apples that we already cut up using the cool apple slicer thing. And I did not cut these in half, so I'm gonna cut them real fast, even though honestly you don't even have to. I am gonna take out these ends because my kids would probably rather not have this. We're gonna dump those in the crock pot. Now you could do this for sure. This one has some seeds, so I'm gonna take those off real fast. I'm not super worried about it, but what's nice is you can do it with your hands. They're so thin, you can cut them right out. Okay. So you could do this in a regular crock pot. You do not have to have the oblong one. It just works really, really well. And again, I will send all the links out to all this stuff. When you sign up, you'll be on our email list. I'll be able to keep you up to date with all the deals and all the fun cooking ideas that make life so much easier. So there's the apples. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in the apple filling, which is, we're gonna add in the, let's see. Gotta make sure I've got all my stuff together here, which I don't because I forgot an extra bowl. I can use this for my bowl. We're gonna add in a tablespoon of cornstarch. A half teaspoon ground ginger. I'm skipping that part. A half teaspoon of cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. And then another half a cup of sugar. Okay, so we're gonna mix this all in with the apples. And I promise, we made this last week. Oh my gosh, we fought over who got to eat it. It was so, so, so yummy. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna pour this into the apples and give them a good stir. So this is kind of like an apple pie filling, if you can imagine. I probably could have done the, mix this part in ahead of time. So there's that. I still have a few little things on top, but it's gonna be fine. Then we're gonna add in the crumb topping. I'm gonna try one more time with my pastry cutter, see if I can't do a better job. I think my biggest mistake is there we go, now we're going. The biggest mistake I made is that I needed a bigger bowl for this one. I do love this pastry cutter, and I will send links to all of the stuff we're using. There we go. So now I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna sprinkle it over the top. And I will tell you also, we have a deal on these spoons, so I will be sending those out to you as well. I'll send you the links for everything we're using. We're just gonna go ahead and sprinkle this all right over the top. Super simple. And then we're gonna let this bake. on high for 2 hours or on low for 4 hours. I will do it on high for 2 hours. You can also add in a little bit of lemon to keep this, to keep your apples from browning, but I'll be honest, I skip it because it seems fine without it. And basically this kind of makes like a pie, if you can imagine. It's like an apple cobbler. It's so yummy. All I'm gonna do now with this is I'll put the lid on and I will go ahead and set it on low all day long. Or I'm sorry, set it on low for 4 hours. I probably will do mine on high for 2 hours and we're done. So I've got everything done. We are good to go. If you're new here, guys, let me tell you really fast. I know this morning was crazy because my crock pot didn't start out the way that I expected to, but I am so glad that you're here and I hope you are joining us for Crocktober. It has been a fantastic month and I hope this has encouraged you to get dinner done. If you will, type the word in crock. I will send you out the free Crocktober cookbook. Basically, you're gonna get all the recipes, everything we're using today. You are gonna get it right here. It's fantastic. You can also buy the cookbook if you go to the Passionate Penny Pincher store on Facebook if you'd like to buy one to have all the time, guys. It's a great cookbook. The recipes, these 2 recipes are 2 of my favorites. Do not use, never again, I don't want you to ever use cream of mushroom soup. You can use the golden mushroom for this recipe. I don't normally like cream soups, but this one's pretty fantastic. I am so thankful you guys are here today. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you get dinner done. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you tomorrow morning between 9 and 9:30. We are gonna be making, hang on, let me see what we're making. Hang on. We're gonna be making, oh, this is an easy one, slow cooker spaghetti with meatballs. Super simple one. You're gonna love it. You guys have a great day and I will see you tomorrow morning. Hope you get dinner done. Oh, don't forget, hit the share this button to let a person know and I will enter one person to win a $10 Amazon gift card. And please, 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 if you haven't done this already, please, once you print your list, take a picture of one of the recipes you're making and put it on the Passionate Penny Pincher wall. We will pick one random winner each day, one person who posts the picture onto the wall to win a $10 Amazon gift card, and I would love for it to be you. I'm so thankful for you guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.